Welcome to Second Sunrise and to our nightly series, Silver Moon Stories. Here, each evening, we share calm tales to help you unwind, reflect, and rest deeply. Every sound and every word you'll hear is crafted to slow your breathing and guide your mind gently toward peace. So find a comfortable place to rest. Let your body soften and allow the quiet to meet you where you are. Tonight's Silver Moon story is called The Forest of Quiet Release. Before we begin, I want you to do just one thing. One small thing. Let your shoulders drop. Not forcefully, just let them find where they want to be. If you're lying down, good. If you're still getting settled, that's fine too. This story will wait for you. There's no hurry here. There never was. When you're ready, let's begin. Imagine that it's the quiet end of an ordinary day. Nothing dramatic has happened. Nothing big. It's just been a lot. The kind of day that lands on your shoulders by evening without you fully noticing it happened. You're standing at the edge of a path, an old path. You can tell it's old because the grass on either side is tall and wild. But the path itself is pressed flat and smooth, worn down by generations of feet that came before yours. People have walked here for a very long time. And the path leads into a forest. It's early evening. Not yet dark. The sky above the tree line is the color of a faded peach. Soft, quiet, the kind of light that doesn't ask anything of you. The air here smells like the inside of an old wooden cabin, but outdoors. Damp bark, green things, soil that has never been in a hurry. You're wearing a coat, a heavy one, not because it's cold exactly, but because you've been carrying things today. And somehow, without noticing, the coat is where they all ended up. A worry about someone you love, a decision you haven't been able to make, something you said or didn't say that's still following you from room to room. The coat is heavy. You've barely let yourself notice it until now. There's a wooden post at the edge of the path. Simple, worn smooth at the top. And without thinking too hard about it, you hang the coat there. Not forever, just for tonight. And you step onto the path. The ground is soft beneath your feet. Pine needles mostly, and fallen leaves that have pressed together into something almost like carpet. Each step lands quietly. There's a hush to this place that isn't the absence of sound. It's more like the presence of patience. The trees here are tall, not dramatically tall, just old. The kind of tall that comes from standing in one place for a very long time, growing a little bit each year, asking nothing, giving shade. Oaks mostly, and pine. The oaks have that rough, deep bark, the skin of something ancient. The pines are straighter, and when the air moves through their upper branches, they make a sound like the world sighing. You walk slowly. There's no destination here, just the path and the trees and the early evening pressing gently down through the canopy. Up ahead, the path curves to the left, and just before the curve, you notice a large flat stone beside the path. Like a bench the forest made for itself, smooth on top, wide enough to sit on. You sit down for a moment, not to rest exactly, just to arrive. This is what arriving feels like. When you stop moving toward the next thing and you simply land. You are here in this forest, in this evening, in this moment. After a while, you stand and follow the path further. The forest is deeper now. The trees are closer together. The evening light comes through them in long, thin columns. And in those columns, you can see all the small floating things. Dust, seeds, little pieces of the world drifting. The wind moves through the upper branches. It's not a cold wind. It still carries warmth in it. A September kind of warmth. Almost gone, but not quite. Somewhere to your right, an old oak makes a sound. A deep, slow creak. Not alarming. It sounds like the tree is simply adjusting, settling into the evening. The way you settle into a good chair after a long day. You think about how long that tree has been standing there. Longer than you've been alive. Longer than your parents were alive. It was there before anyone you know was born. And it will very likely still be there. Long after you're gone. And it has never once worried about next week. An old woodsman once told a story about a young man who came to him troubled. The young man said, "I don't know how to let things go. I've tried. I just don't know how." And the woodsman didn't answer straight away. He just pointed up at an oak tree. He said, "That tree loses every single leaf it has. Every autumn. Not because it wants to. Not because it isn't attached. But because the season does the work. There is no struggle in a leaf falling. The young man thought about that. Then he said, "But what do I do until the season comes?" And the woodsman said, "You stand here in the same spot, and you trust the roots. You walk a little further. The path is narrower now. The pine needles are thicker underfoot, a deeper layer of them, softer. Your footsteps make almost no sound at all. The smell of pine resin is stronger here. Clean and sharp and old. It reminds you of something. A camping trip, perhaps. A wooden cabin. Some place where you once felt completely at ease and didn't fully know it at the time. You can hear water now, not loudly, just a suggestion of it off to the left of the path. The soft, uneven sound of a small stream moving over stones. Water in a forest has a particular way of moving. It doesn't rush, it doesn't plan. It finds the path of least resistance and follows it without drama. In some places it quickens where the stones narrow. In other places it pools and slows and goes almost still. You follow the sound. The path curves left, and through the trees you can see it. A small stream. The water is very clear. In the last light of the evening, it looks like poured silver moving over dark stone. You make your way to the bank. There's a flat stone right at the water's edge. Just wide enough to sit on, and you do. And now you watch the water. Just watch it. There is something about moving water that the mind finds deeply restful. Perhaps because it's already doing something. It's already going somewhere. And you don't have to go with it. You can just sit and watch it go. The current brings small things past you. A tiny leaf, a twig no longer than your finger, a cluster of bubbles that forms and dissolves in the space of a single breath. None of it stops. None of it holds on. There's something you've been carrying today. You know the one. You've been trying not to look at it directly. But it's been there in the corner of every room you walked into. the edge of every quiet moment. I'm not going to ask you to name it. You already know what it is. I just want you to imagine that it has a weight. A physical weight. And that you've been holding it. In your hands all day. Look at the ground beside the stream. There are small pieces of bark there. Fallen from the oaks overhead. Flat, dry. Each one about the size of your palm. Pick one up. Just hold it for a moment. Feel how light it is. The rough side that was once pressed against the tree. The smoother side that faced the sky. Now, set that heavy thing you've been carrying onto the bark. The worry, the decision, the thought that won't stay still. Just place it there. You don't have to resolve it tonight. You don't have to fix it. You don't have to know the answer. Just set it on the bark for now. And gently lay the bark on the surface of the water. Watch it. The current takes it. Slowly at first. It turns as it meets the water's movement, finds the direction of the stream, and then it begins to drift. You can still see it. Moving gently around a long, slow curve. Getting smaller, getting quieter. And then it's gone around the bend. Still there, somewhere downstream. But not in your hands anymore. Not tonight. You can do this again if you need to. There may be more than one thing. There usually is. Take your time. The forest around you has gone very still. Not silent, there's the stream. And the wind in the high branches. And occasionally, that deep, slow creak of an old oak nearby. But the kind of still that a forest gets when the day has finally let go of the sky. The light through the trees is low and golden now. Deep and green between the trunks. Soft amber where the last of the sun still touches the highest branches. You're not cold. There's a warmth here that doesn't come from temperature. It comes from being held by something old and patient, and completely unbothered by your calendar. The trees don't know what day it is. And sitting here, neither do you. Your breathing has changed. You may not have noticed, it's slower now, deeper. The kind of breathing that only happens when you are somewhere safe. Notice it now. The slow, full rise of your chest. The longer fall of the exhale. Nothing to do. Nothing to decide. Nothing to carry. Just the stream and the trees. And the evening, and you. Somewhere above you, through the canopy, the rain begins. Not on your face. The trees are too thick for that. Just the sound of it, starting in the high leaves. Very soft. Like the trees are whispering to each other. The smell of the forest changes when rain arrives. Something opens up in the soil. Something that has been waiting all day. Green and deep. You stay where you are. The canopy above is thick enough. You are perfectly sheltered. There's nowhere else to be. You don't need to walk any further tonight. Through the trees, not far away, you can just make out a soft amber glow. A window. A cabin, old by the look of it. Tucked between two large oaks as though it grew there. You don't need to go inside. You don't need to do anything at all. Just knowing it's there is enough. That warm, quiet light. A sign that somewhere in this forest someone has a fire going. Someone has put the kettle on. Someone has made this corner of the woods welcoming. You are not alone out here. You never were. The rain on the leaves is a sound you've known your whole life. It is the sound of being inside while something happens outside. Of safety, of enough. The stream keeps moving. It was moving before you came. It will keep moving long after you've drifted off. It doesn't need you to watch it. Let the sound of it carry you. If a thought comes, that's fine. Let it come. And let it go. Like a leaf on water. You are very comfortable. Very still. The cabin window glows softly through the trees. The rain falls gently on the leaves above. The old oak shifts just slightly, finding its ease. The stream carries everything that needs to go. You are held. You are home. Rest now. The forest is keeping watch.